we go.
And now, following your consumer advocate Craig Sewing for the 7 p.m. hour, he's a San Diego native, a top-rated real estate professional by the Wall Street Journal, and featured regularly on Channel 4's The American Dream Saturday mornings. It's Whissel time. Your host, Kyle Whissel.
Here we go.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Whissel Wednesday on 1170 The Answer. I am not Kyle Whissel. Not on my best day am I Kyle Whissel. My name is Clay Murray. I'm a loan officer with Team Home Loans. Sitting across from me today is my cohort, Travis Sailing, also a loan officer from Team Home Loans. Travis, how we doing?
Doing great, buddy. How you doing?
Doing excellent. Just a brief heads up, Kyle is out today. He is expecting his first child tomorrow morning, so he's gearing up for what's probably going to be a good hospital visit with the wife there. But all in all, going to be great news for Kyle tomorrow. And then the other boss, Jason Hall, our branch manager, he couldn't make it with us today. So you are left stuck with myself, Travis, and of course, producer Paul. Paul, how we feeling?
I feel poorly dressed.
You do.
Why do you feel poorly dressed? Let's just jump right into that.
Great segue.
I am wearing a Colin Kaepernick San Francisco 49ers jersey because I made a very ill-conceived bet on this very show a week ago.
And what was that bet there, Paul?
That Donald Trump would not be the Republican nominee for president.
Man, you are one pathetic loser.
Paul.
And I am so mad at Ted Cruz and John Kasich. They dropped out of the race. They did not even consider for a second how this would affect me.
They really didn't. But
Always remember, if you ain't first, you're last.
Paul, that's a terrible bet, man. It really was a terrible bet on your part.
I really thought it was going to go to a contested convention, and I thought after the first ballot, Donald Trump would be out, and it'd go to Ted Cruz or maybe even a Mitt Romney or a Paul Ryan.
No chance, man. I knew it, man. That was taking candy from a baby right there.
I believe.
But I think you look good. Red and gold is looking good on you. I can't wait to see your profile.
That's what I was going to say. This isn't the only part of the stage.
No. This is only the beginning.
Yeah. So Paul is not. He's not allowed to hide in the producer booth with the jersey on. No.
No. There will be a picture after the show. It will be on my Facebook profile picture for the foreseeable future.
Absolutely.
How long did we establish?
We didn't establish how long.
It, but gentleman's agreement. It'll be up there for a while. So
yeah,
I'm pretty happy
at least a week. I'll keep it up for at least a week.
All right, you heard it here first. It'll be up there for at least a week.
I'm hoping that I get to see my brother and my 2-year-old niece, and I get a really cute picture with the two of us, so I can have an excuse to change it really soon.
There you go. Perfect. Well, I would say it's not your best color. I know you're more of a blue and gold kind of guy.
The shirt underneath this is a Charger shirt, by the way.
There you go. Closer to his heart.
Yeah.
It's next to my heart.
There you go. Right on. Just like our man Jason Hall, rocking the bolt next to the heart all the time. So he would be very dishonored by you today. It's kind of a good thing he's not showing up.
Yeah, he'll see the picture eventually, and I expect a lecture.
It's inevitable. Okay. All right. Well, speaking of NFL, we wanted to dive right into the draft. I know. Excuse me. After last week's Wednesday evening show, we got into the draft Thursday night. Travis, you and I watched the first round over a couple beers. What do you think? I mean, obviously two different sides of the table here, a Niner fan and a Charger fan. I'll let you start first. Chargers picked a little bit later than the Niners picked a little later than Chargers. What do you think of their first round pick in DeForest Buckner?
Love it, man. He is a beast. He's an absolute freak. He plays for Oregon and Defensive Player of the Year up there. And he's just massive. Like, he is a huge man.
6'7". I don't know if he's over 300 pounds.
They
Paul,
did a sports science on him.
Guy's a giant.
Yeah, he basically has the range of like a tank, is what they were saying. It's like an M19 tank. He can just jump. I mean, it's ridiculous. He has a two-inch higher jump than Brandon Cook of the New Orleans Saints wide receiver.
Oh, really?
Yeah. This guy can jump and knock balls down. He's super strong. I love the first pick, and I think you guys did well too. Like, I'm not a huge Bolts guy myself. I don't have any problem with them, but I think you guys scored yourself.
Right. Chargers electing to go with Joey Bosa, defensive end, outside linebacker, kind of can play anywhere on that 3-4 front from Ohio State. Paul, your thoughts on that?
The kid's an absolute beast. I'm a Michigan fan, so I've seen a lot of more of Joey Bosa than I've wanted the last 3 years.
Yeah, I bet.
And the kid's a beast. He when he's going forward towards the quarterback, towards the line of scrimmage, you can't beat him.
Right.
The only weakness in his game is in pass coverage. But now that you have Joey Bosa coming from the outside, whether an outside linebacker or you line him up in the 3-4 as a defensive end, when he's going after the quarterback, you let Manti Te'o now do what he does best and drop back into coverage. So by the addition of Bosa, you're going to be able to utilize Manti Te'o better.
Absolutely. Well, and the one thing everyone is always talking about with Bosa is his motor. He doesn't have the fastest 40 time. He's not the biggest guy, but the motor is unstoppable, allegedly, with this dude. So, when you have that relentless attack of the pass rusher, even if you're not always getting the sacks on the stat sheet, we know that you can hurry a passer. You can make a passer uncomfortable.
Exactly.
And in the division that we're in, the pass rush is what it's all about. I mean, look at the Denver Broncos. That defense was predicated around pass rush and making quarterbacks uncomfortable, and you saw the success with that. So, the Chargers, they passed up on Jalen Ramsey, cornerback.
Which is
Florida
fine
State.
because the best pass defense is a great pass rush.
Oh, yeah.
You can have great cornerbacks, but even the best cornerbacks in the world can only contain the best receivers for 3 to 5 seconds.
Right. Yeah. So
eventually those guys are going to get open. And if you have a good pass rush, then you don't have that option to wait 3 to 5 seconds. And now with a guy like Joey Bosa, the Chargers should have a pretty good pass rush. With the defensive backs that they have, it's going to be a better defense. And I'd really like to pick. I really think they probably want to go with Laramie Tunsil, offensive line, in the first round. However, there were some issues with him, and I think that Tunsil was 1A on their draft board, and then Bosa was 1B, and then something weird happened with Tunsil.
Cocaine.
Yeah,
I like it though, Trav. But yeah, man, what a bummer for that kid. And on draft day,
that probably cost him $9 million.
Oh, yeah. What number pick did he end up going?
He went to 11 or 12.
Miami.
He went to Miami. Yeah.
And I mean, a lot of teams projected him to go to the Chargers, number 3. I mean, you had the 2 quarterbacks that were obvious 1 and 2s.
Yeah.
But, there was even a possibility of him going number 1 overall. And that just didn't happen.
Yeah. Both the 2 teams at number 1 and 2 needed quarterbacks, so I was not surprised by that.
Sure. Nobody
and
was.
That's news to Sam Bradford.
Yeah. Oh, God. That's another story. So many storylines with this year's draft.
So I really thought coming into draft day, like Thursday morning, I thought that Laramie Tunsil would be a Charger. And then that video came out like right before the draft. I'm like, okay, what's going to happen now? Mm-hmm. Do we have another Johnny Manziel on our hands? With because there's so many stories about him right now.
Right.
And the Chargers went to their 1B option, and I think it's actually a really good pick for the Chargers. And unfortunately for Tunsil, he fell from possibly being the number 3 pick to the number 11, 12 pick, and it cost him $9 million.
That's crazy.
Well, and even watching the draft, even with picks number 1 and 2, I still thought, it might be Laramie Tunsil because the video hadn't come out yet, or at least we hadn't seen it watching the draft coverage. It was a picture of the gas mask with the bong on the end. Nobody knew for sure that it was him. It was alleged. Somebody could have hacked his Twitter account, whatever. But then later, the video surfaced.
Believe me, the Rams, the Chargers,
I'm sure.
they knew about it long before we did.
I'm totally sure of that. So, that's why the Chargers pick was such a surprise to a lot of people, is because the public wasn't certain that was Tunsil until the video came out.
It makes a lot more sense about an hour or 2 later.
Yeah, absolutely. So kind of a bummer for that kid. I mean, we had heard also that his stepdad was suing him. It just is such a bad move. You hear all these people talking about stay away from the drug references, stay away from social media, and to happen on draft day, this will impact this kid for the rest of his life.
Keep in mind, you just mentioned kid. This is a kid, you know what I mean? Like, this is someone that's 18 to 20. These kids are
He's probably still in college. He's probably still going to class.
Absolutely.
He hasn't graduated yet. He's going to graduate for another 3 weeks.
Yeah, and they don't understand the how this is going to affect them for the rest of their life. So it's very unfortunate. I heard a rumor that they don't know who hacked his account and who leaked it out. I heard there's a financial advisor that was bitter at him that leaked it out. That was the most recent one I heard.
Yeah, that's the most recent thing I've heard as well. Supposedly the Miami Dolphins are close to figuring out who hacked his account. So
and thanking them in person or what?
Yeah,
because they got a steal out of
they
that.
sure did.
Yeah, they did. They got a top 5 pick in the middle of the first round. So.
Number 12.
Right.
So, hey, you watching any basketball play?
I am. I'm a huge San Antonio Spurs fan, and I hate Dion Waiters right now.
Wow, that was an insane finish.
Yeah, there were so many things that went wrong. The NBA came out this morning and said, "Yeah, we missed 5 calls."
Yeah.
In the last 13.6 seconds.
Right. But I also saw.
But it was really exciting, man. I watched that one live, and I was just like, "This is great basketball." I'm sorry your guys lost, and I think they got kind of hosed on that, but. It was a really exciting finish, and there is something to be said, like, hey, just let him play ball. Don't let it be settled by a whistle. But pretty blatant foul there.
Yeah, but at the same time, Ginobili stepped on the line.
That is a technical.
Exactly.
That is a technical.
Yeah, okay, so there's, just for people that don't know, basically the Oklahoma City Thunder had a 1-point lead with about a little over 13 seconds left.
Mm-hmm.
And Dion Waiters, for some reason, Billy Donovan could never explain this to me, why he had Dion Waiters, of all people, inbounding the ball. It should have been Russell Westbrook. He's the best passer on the team. He should have been the guy inbounding the ball. So he was inbounding the ball, closely guarded by Manu Ginobili. And Ginobili stepped on the line, on the baseline, which normally would be just a delay of game warning. Inside 2 minutes, it should have been technical foul on Manu Ginobili.
Right.
And then also, I can't get the timing down, but I think that Dion Waiters waited more than 5 seconds to inbound the ball.
Yeah,
that should have been a 5-second violation.
Absolutely.
Then he elbows in forearms Manu Ginobili to give himself some space to inbound the ball to Kevin Durant.
Mm-hmm.
So that should have been a foul.
And then
Danny
arguably
Green
got
goes up
fouled.
to try to steal the pass. He most likely fouls Kevin Durant.
Absolutely.
Spurs end up with the ball. They kick the ball down to Ginobili, goes to the rim, and passes back to Patty Mills, who puts up a 3-point shot. He's a great 3-point shooter. He was a little bit short.
Didn't show it there.
Yeah,
for sure.
Very unclutched shot. Go ahead.
He was possibly fouled, and then the Thunder defender was, as he was going to defend the 3-point shot, got held, and by a fan of all people, a fan held him up and wouldn't let him back into the play.
Oh, I actually didn't know that part.
Yes. And then, so the shot was missed, rebounded by the Spurs, LaMarcus Aldridge, who had his jersey held. So it was just a mess. All that, it took me a minute to explain that. That all happened in 13.5 seconds.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, and then there was a quote out from the referees that evening. They said, even if we called that foul on Waiters, we didn't know what to call. We'd never seen anything like it before. A guy standing out of bounds fouls a guy that's inbounds in play. I mean, they didn't know which way to let it turn, so they swallowed the whistles, and which probably resulted in the domino effect. Well, if we didn't call that, we can't call this. We can't call this. We can't call this. 13.6 seconds later, utter chaos has ensued, and the game ended with no more points scored. It was crazy. It was crazy.
Seriously, but I mean, growing up, I think that's how basketball was. I think there's a lot more whistles now. It's definitely more choppy. They used to just let them play. You can hack them, and they were still like, "This is playoff basketball. This is what it is." You know. And that's what it was. And I was really excited. You kind of went back to that. That actually was a fun game. I think you guys.
And honestly, it reminded me of like the late 80s, early 90s Detroit Pistons.
Exactly. I was going to make that reference.
Yeah, with
100%.
Dennis Rodman, Bill Lambier.
Dude, getting after it down there.
Exactly. It was a street fight. Like if you wanted to get an easy basket near the rack, you had to be prepared to get shanked back in those days.
Yeah.
Like it was that intense. It was a street brawl. And, we've loosened the rules. So much more emphasis on player safety. We've lost a lot of that. And the last 13 seconds of that game reminded me of the basketball that I watched growing up.
So it didn't go your way, being that you're a Spurs fan.
It did not,
but
no.
Did you like it?
I think...
Very exciting.
Yeah, it was very fair. Like both teams had fouls. Like there should have been fouls on both teams. So both teams have a case. So we'll just go back to OKC, tied 1-1, and yeah, we'll just move on. And I like Greg Popovich's press conference after the game. It was absolutely perfect. He just said, we'll just move on.
Yeah,
and that's what you have to do.
There's nothing more they can do.
Yeah.
So
like even though now the NBA's made. Admitted that they made 5 mistakes in the last 13 seconds, they can go back and change the outcome of the game. We can't replay those last 13 seconds.
Right.
So let's just move on. Let's go to game 3. So a best of 7 just basically got turned into a best of 5.
Yeah, well, that's why we have a 7-game series, because anything can happen in any game. So let's give them 7 to see who really the true winner is. How are we doing on time? Are we okay for now? All right, we're going to wrap up this segment. We are going to talk a little real estate, a little mortgage lending, a little interest rates, this, that, and the other thing. But you'll just have to see what comes next. Why don't you stick around? This is Whissel Wednesday on 1170 The Answer. We will be right back.
AM1170theanswer.com. Hear us anywhere in San Diego and the world. AM 1170 The Answer.
Hey, Craig Sewing here, consumer activist. You hear me every day at 6 p.m. on KCBQ. My goal is to help you win in any marketplace. One of the things that applies to every single person that listens to our show and that's listening right now, you have a credit score, and more likely than not, it has inaccuracies on it. Nobody seems to understand how these things work. Here's what I can tell you. I have a credit expert that's a partner in the show named Aran Sinai. I call him the credit magician. If you've ever had any issues with your credit, you want to get your scores up, maybe a foreclosure, bankruptcy, or maybe just a collection. You know, the city of San Diego can send parking tickets to collections. Crazy. Well, bad credit's a choice. Reach out to Aran Sinai. How do you do that? You go to our website, AmericanDreamElite.com. AmericanDreamElite.com. Hit me up on the contact form. I'll connect you with Aran. AmericanDreamElite.com. If you've ever had any credit issues whatsoever, AmericanDreamElite.com.
Hi, I'm Philippe Heller with the Real Estate Inspection Company. When buying real estate today, it's more important than ever to have a thorough home inspection to protect yourself. When quality and experience count, contact the Real Estate Inspection Company. We're the largest home inspection company serving San Diego for 10 years. After checking hundreds of items throughout a house, we provide a detailed, computer-generated inspection report. And we use the newest and best infrared thermal imaging at every inspection 7 days a week. Check us out at sdinspect.com. That's sdinspect.com.
This is Craig Sewing, and I endorse Philippe Heller as our exclusive inspector for San Diego.
Hi, this is AJ Gupta from the Gupta Legal Center. You've probably seen us on the American Dream TV show and the Craig Sewing radio show. We're honored to be featured as the exclusive real estate attorney and honored to be trusted by Craig and all of his top producing realtors. Our office was also featured as a super lawyer representing California's top 5% of attorneys. You may not know whether you need an attorney or not. My suggestion is you kind of have an idea whether there's a problem or a question. So I suggest if you don't know whether you need an attorney or not, give us a call. We're happy to pick up the phone, give you a call back, figure out what it is that you need to have addressed. If we can't or don't know the issue, then we can definitely point you in the right direction. Our phone number is 619-866-3444. That's 619-866-3444, and that's GuptaLC.com. GUPTALC.com.
Welcome back to Whissel Wednesday, right here on 1170 The Answer. My name is Clay Murray, filling in for Kyle Whissel, who is expecting a baby here in the next 24 to 36 hours. So we're pumped for Kyle. Told him, go ahead, man. Be with your wife, be with your family. We got this, okay? Sitting across from me is Travis Sailing, another loan officer from Team Home Loans. Travis, we talked a lot of sports, and we're not done yet. Arguably the biggest championship in sports history happened 2 weeks ago, and no one's talking about it.
It's unbelievable. I can't believe it's under the radar, but you're right. There was a massive upset from the lovable losers. This team has been around for about 5 years, 20 some odd seasons, and they finally got their first championship, and that is the one, the only, the Wolfpack on Tuesday nights, Men's E-League, getting the W, getting the crazy shirt. We love it. Finally got the win after about 20 seasons. We finally
20 seasons
finally got it done.
Men's slow pitch softball at the Poway Sportsplex. So we had to squeak that in there. Clawed and scratched our ways into the playoffs. 4 seed.
How did we get into the playoffs?
Oh man. Well, I don't want to spend too much time, but I'm going to. So we had it was a win and you're in situation. Well, we lost. So then we went to watch the last place team take on, I believe they were like the 2 seed at that time. I believe, yeah. And they ended up getting a 3-run lead, gave up 2 runs in the home half of the last inning, clocks off, and they got the 3rd out of the game to secure their victory in a rundown between third and home plate.
That's crazy.
It was nuts. The Wolfpack went nuts.
The Wolfpack is going nuts. We're in.
Squeaked in with a 4 seed, beat the number 1 seed, beat the number 2 seed, and we just crushed.
Yeah, it wasn't even that close, really. It was actually just a smoke show.
That's right.
Congratulations, boys. We did it. Now we're defending. We're 2-0 to start the next season, and we're rolling.
That's right.
Any of you fans out there listening want to come check out a good game, we're playing this Tuesday at 8 o'clock, and we'd love to see you guys out there.
Drop our names at the booth. Maybe some free admission coming your way. I don't know. I mean,
yeah, probably not. But
okay.
yeah, maybe. But
right.
Probably not.
All right. Big story here, actually. This is an international story, and although it is sports, I know.
Are we still talking about the Wolfpack?
No, we're not.
Okay.
We're not necessarily a sports station, but let's be honest. All of us are sports fans. And some news coming from across the pond. Leicester City of the English Premier League has won the title. All right, there's still 2 games left to go, and they've won the title there in the Premier League, which is the biggest upset ever in sports history, is what I'm understanding, right, guys?
That is correct. So
yes.
They were 5,000 to 1 odds to start the season to win the championship. And for any team to win a championship, that is by far the longest odds ever to come in. Before that, it was 500 to 1 with the Indians. So
the Cleveland Indians.
Okay. When they won, it was 500 to 1. They're 5,000 to 1. And what's happening, which I find pretty humorous, is people put, let's say I put $5 on it or $10 on it. Like, who cares? I'll throw $10 on it. If it hits, I just made $50,000. So a lot of these bookies, especially overseas, that had these crazy odds, are really struggling to pay. I mean, a $10 bet to pay out $50,000, although probably not very many people bet it. Man, can you imagine?
At least half the population of Leicester City is like, give me my money.
Yeah.
Show me the money. And they're like, no, we can't. So they're actually, some of them filing for bankruptcy is what you were saying earlier. Is that right?
That's correct.
Leicester City's like the most rich city in all of England right now.
Oh, yeah. Well, they have money due to them, but who knows how many of them have actually been collecting. But I want to put it in perspective. I heard a great stat the other day. Now, mind you, Leicester City is beating out teams the likes of Manchester United, arguably one of the biggest clubs in all the world. They're beating out Tottenham, Chelsea, Arsenal. These are household names in many countries of the world. Listen to this. Manchester United has spent more on players in the last 2 years than Leicester City has spent on players for their entire 132-year existence. And that's the team that won the English Premier League.
Show me the money!
Do you think those guys are going to get paid? I think they are.
There's some big contracts coming, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'll be signing big ones with Leicester City, but, obviously grabbing some attention from some other teams around the league.
Yeah, because with EPL, there is no salary cap, so you can play players whatever you want.
Exactly.
And one thing I don't understand about the English Premier League is there's no playoffs. There's 2 games left in the season, and they're already declared champions.
Right.
Why doesn't a league that is, I would say what the NFL is in the United States, EPL in Europe is like 10 times bigger. Why don't they have a playoffs?
I think it's because there's so many other tournaments going on. I mean, while you're doing the English Premier League, there's also the FA Cup, and that's the English, a special cup that everyone's going for outside of the league games. It's similar to in Spanish League, they have Copa del Rey and those sort of things. Also at play is the Champions League, and that's still going on. Man City is actually still in the semifinals of the Champions League, and they couldn't even win the English Premier League. So, you get to the end of the season, and it's based off of points. I mean, if you think about the NL West, whoever's winning the NL West at the end of the season, they're declared the winner. That's it. Over and done.
But of the National League West, and then they get a spot in the playoffs and then compete for a championship.
Exactly. So
that makes logical sense to me.
Sure. And in baseball and football, there's divisions, conferences, different leagues. In the English Premier League, everyone's playing together. You are playing for the top spot, and that's it. When you get it and the season ends, that's it. You're the winner. They don't have American League, National League, West Coast, East Coast, that sort of stuff, which to me makes it really exciting because every single game is super important.
Except these last 2 games they're playing for no reason.
Well, yes, but you're not scratching for a place to make playoffs where then once you get into the playoffs, then you can do your damage. No. You're trying to win every single game because when you're out of games, you're done. That's it. There is no, we barely squeaked into the playoffs because, somebody got in a rundown between third and home and we ended up winning. That doesn't happen. the Wolfpack in that situation would have walked home, tails between their legs.
However, I do feel that if we challenge them to a softball game, I think we could take them.
I think we might have a shot there.
We have a
lot
good
of
shot
speed,
at taking them.
though, those guys would have on the bags. Not a lot of power.
Soccer players aren't real athletes, if we can be honest here. I mean, they're not real athletes.
All right, tell that to the rest of the world there, buddy. Okay, what else were we talking about? We wanted to go sports somewhere else, didn't we?
We did. So...
Or no, we were going to talk about your bet a little bit. So obviously the bet had to do with presidential race. There is big presidential news other than the fact that you guys had this bet going.
I think that's the biggest news that came out is that Paul looks great in his 49er jersey.
I don't think so.
I think he looks stunning over there. You look great. I don't think you should change it. I really like that. I think you look great, man.
It doesn't work with your skin tone.
No, it doesn't. No.
But, with that bet came Donald Trump becoming the Republican national candidate, right?
Yeah, yesterday Ted Cruz dropped out. Early this morning, John Kasich dropped out.
Exactly.
So Trump's the only guy left, and we're going to go to Cleveland with a nominee for the Republican Party, which I did not think was going to happen. Hence why I made this ridiculous, stupid bet.
That's right.
And why I'm in air quotes rocking this Colin Kaepernick 49ers jersey right now. I didn't think it was going to happen. I thought it was going to be a very interesting convention, but it's going to be pretty status quo. Donald Trump's going to be the Republican nominee, 99.9%. I'm not making a bet on this one. 99.9% that it's going to be Hillary Clinton.
Yes.
Well, Paul, we all lost in this bet, really. I mean, at least I got something out of it. And you're wearing the Niner jersey, but America lost here with that happening last night. So. It's unfortunate. We really have not a great candidate on either side to really choose from. So,
but the Democratic side is not decided yet. Not decided.
Hillary's
do you want to make a bet?
No.
Don't do it, dude.
I don't think so.
I smell another bet. We can talk about that when we get back on the next segment here. So.
All right. Well, we will talk about that. We are going to dive into the real estate market, talk a little bit about rates. You're listening to two lenders today, so we're going to flip the script on you a little bit and give you our perspective. This is Whissel Wednesday right here on 1170 The Answer. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back.
San Diego's home for intelligent conservative talk. AM 1170. The Answer.
Hey, San Diego, Craig Sewing here. Look, one of the things that nobody likes to hear is that they got bugs in their home. Almost all California homes have some sort of bug or termite problem. It's not a cool thing to have bugs running around your house, so I'm going to help you get rid of them. I want you to connect with Lloyd's Pest Control. These are our good friends of the Craig Sewing Show. They can help you. They've been in business, putting bugs out of business since 1931. They'll do a free inspection for you. If you want to get your biggest investment checked out, make sure there's not bugs or termites, go to LloydPest.com. That's LloydPest.com and get a free inspection of your real estate today.
Hi, I'm Philippe Heller with the Real Estate Inspection Company. When buying real estate today, it's more important than ever to have a thorough home inspection to protect yourself. When quality and experience count, contact the Real Estate Inspection Company. We're the largest home inspection company serving San Diego for 10 years. After checking hundreds of items throughout a house, we provide a detailed computer-generated inspection report. And we use the newest and best infrared thermal imaging at every inspection 7 days a week. Check us out at sdinspect.com. That's sdinspect.com.
Hey, Craig Sewing here. There's no shortage of commercials out there, whether it's TV, radio, even social media. And heck, I even saw an infomercial for solar. You see it everywhere these days. Well, it's because solar is important. It can reduce your electric bill. It's good for the planet. And it's just a great thing to do with your home. It can add value to it. However, there is so much misinformation. Just because somebody is out there advertising does not make them a reliable source. I want to introduce you to my good friends with Baker Electric Solar. The owner, Mike Teresa, I've got to know him really well. This is the only company that I would recommend for you to reduce your electric bill through solar energy. Such a smart move. It's time to do it. Here's how you reach out to them. BakerElectricSolar.com. BakerElectricSolar.com. They will talk to you for free. They'll give you an assessment, and they will help you reduce that electric bill. And again, this is the only group that I trust. BakerElectricSolar.com.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Whissel Wednesday right here on 1170 The Answer. My name Clay Murray. Sitting across from me, another loan officer, Team Home Loans, Travis Sailing.
Crowd goes wild.
We're filling in for Kyle Whissel and Jason Hall, branch manager at Team Home Loans, and we are honored to take the throne here, take the torch, and keep it on going. Kyle, I know we talked about it before, but just so you guys... You know for sure, if you're just tuning in, Kyle is expecting his firstborn tomorrow.
And let's do a quick bet. We
no
know
more bets.
We know it's going to be a girl. We don't know how big. So any predictions on...
Are we doing an over-under here on weight or length?
Yeah. Let's do closest to the pin here.
Okay.
I'm going to go first. I'm going to say...
Do you have a gambling problem, Travis? You want to make a lot of bets.
That may be the case.
The only thing I'm addicted to right now is winning.
So... I'm going to say 8.2 pounds.
That's a heavy baby.
Hey, Kyle's a big boy. So I'm going to go out and say 8.2.
Okay. I'm going to go a little less than that. She's a dainty little thing. You know, he's expecting a little lady in his life. So I'm going 7.6 pounds.
7.6, Paul?
8.2 and 7.6.
Write these numbers down.
I got it.
I'm going to go 7 pounds, 10 ounces.
Okay.
Ooh, good. Okay, so... We'll know next
week.
week.
Tight little spread there, but closest to the pin.
Closest to the pin.
I just Price is Righted you.
Yeah, you sure did. No, you had to go 8.3 to Price is Right, Travis.
Yeah. 1 ounce.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's...
$1, Bob. So what's the wager, gentlemen? Loser... No, the winner gets to give the two losers...
A wedgie.
A wedgie, yeah. Let's kick it old school. Okay,
Let's go junior high.
Let's go
All
wedgie.
right.
All right, perfect. And we'll get a picture of it. We'll post it on Facebook, social media. You'll be able to see that. So next Wednesday, nobody wear your whitey tighties because they will be exposed. Anyway,
which is a great segue into
beautiful segue to
here.
Exposing the market to you guys right now. We're gonna talk about some of the things that we're doing at Team Home Loans that not everyone else is doing out there in the market, and why. No idea, because this is super beneficial for our clients. And that is the government products. The two government products that are most popular, FHA and VA.
Right.
VA only available to our servicemen and women, active duty or retired military. But that's a great product. If you don't mind, Travis, I have somewhat of a success story I'd like to kick off. It's an FHA loan that's supposed to be closing today with one Joe Corbisiero, Whissel Realty agent
Shout out to
and
Joe.
top producer. So, Joe, thank you, man. Great transaction on your end. We're going to get that baby sewn up for our clients, but thank you. It's not about me. It's about the clients.
That was for Joe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was for Joe.
Got it. Okay, so here's what we do that's a little bit different. Everyone is so fixated and concentrated on interest rate. Give me the lowest rate possible. Lowest rate possible. Well, it's not always in your best interest. And here's why. With these government loans, the interest rates are lower than the conventional loans. And that's something that you can take advantage of. So when we get you into a product and you say, I want the lowest interest rate possible, what you're not thinking about is how much that's going to cost you, because every loan costs. All right. These are called closing costs. Everyone's heard of them. So when you lock in the lowest interest rate possible, you're going to be responsible for 100% of the closing costs. Well, I say, let me lock you in with an FHA product that is government insured for life with mortgage insurance, but let me pay all of your closing costs. And here's why. Because you don't want to be in this loan for life. You don't want to get the lowest interest rate possible and ride it out for 30 years. That's never going to happen. You might want to live in this house until you die, but you're not necessarily going to live in the loan until you die. And that's what, in our world, is most important. So if you, instead of locking a 3.25% interest rate with FHA, if I say, why don't we lock a 3.5% interest rate? It might only be a difference of about $60 a month for you, $60 to $80 a month. But I'm going to pay all your closing costs. So you're going to save $7,000 to $8,000. Keep that money in your pocket. And here's why. In about 2 years or less, depending on how much your place appreciates, and right now housing values in San Diego are skyrocketing.
Well, and you're paying your principal down. So you have two factors working there. Values going up, balance going down.
Exactly.
You're building equity.
Exactly. So as you build that equity, you're hoping to get to 20% equity. Now, you're only going to put probably 3.5% down, meaning you have 3.5% equity. But once you get to that 20, we refinance you out of that, drop you into a great conventional loan with, guess what? No mortgage insurance. All right. You're saving hundreds of dollars when you make this refinance. But the catch is, you don't want to pay the closing costs for the FHA purchase and then turn right around 6 months later, 18 months later and pay a closing cost on another loan.
So I have one very similar to that. Helped a guy buy. 10 months later, value's up. So he did exactly what you said.
10 months.
10 months. 10 months.
Unbelievable.
We got him to 90%. So the value of his property went up about 6.5%. So he put 3.5% down. He's now at 90%. We refinanced him with no mortgage insurance and dropped his payment way down.
Mm-hmm.
And so he only had that for about 10 months. It was about a $60 difference. So he paid $600 more over those 10 months, but he did not pay any of his closing costs, which you mentioned, $7-8 grand. So would you rather pay $7-8 grand or $600? Very easy answer. So if you're going to be refinancing out of it, which a lot of these first-time home buyers are doing with the rapid appreciation of their properties, it's all about getting your foot in the door. I mean, that's the bottom line. Like,
Great pun intended there.
Yeah, if you can't get into the property, eventually these things are just going to get out of your price point and it's going to run away from you. So that's why we're seeing the desperation of buyers right now. I mean, they're just throwing themselves at sellers, praying to get their offer accepted because they realize, hey, the values are not going down. This isn't a bubble market. These are all solid loans. This is a very difficult time to get a mortgage, and as hard as it is to get a mortgage, it's equally as hard to get your offer accepted,
Absolutely.
Which is why working with a well-networked company like Whissel is so important. I cannot stress that enough. They don't pay me to say that, and if they did, they don't pay me very much. But that's a free advertisement there for them. I do not get paid to tell them that, but truthfully, they put people in escrow, and that's the important thing. So, as buyers out there, you do not pay for your buyer's agent. You can get any kind of agent you want out there, someone that does 1 or 2 deals a year, or you can get the top, team in all of San Diego, which is Whissel Realty. So which one do you want to go into bat for? You someone that's, closed hundreds of transactions, or someone that's done 1 or 2 that kind of does it as their side job?
Yeah. And their brother needed help.
Yeah,
with
someone's
a transaction.
uncle.
I'll go get my license real quick.
I'll renew my license from 86.
Right.
Work with a true professional. You're not paying these guys a cent. It comes from the seller. So go get the best representation you possibly can to help you get your offer accepted. And that's very important, almost as important as the actual offer itself.
So you were talking about, how difficult it is right now to get your offer accepted. And it's because there's this influx of buyers and not a lot of inventory. So the sellers have the upper hand here.
Yeah, it is a seller's market.
They know that everyone is coming after their property. They're going to get top dollar for it. Well, guess what? It's May. Wait till June and July, and it's, as the weather warms up, the market warms up. And wasn't expecting that, but I like it. All right. So, yeah, when May wraps up, June and July roll around, guess what? There's going to be more buyers that come out to play. And if you have been thinking about, is this the right time to get in the game? Could I be a homeowner? Please, please, please give Travis and I a call. You can find us on Facebook. Go to whisselrealty.com. Just check out the prices right now. They're only going to go up from there. And from there, get in touch with a great agent and get in touch with us, because we want to help you get into a home. And if you're thinking about, is it now or is it later? Let me tell you, it's now, because home values are only going up.
It's been now. We've been screaming this for a long time. It's been now.
And we haven't been wrong.
And we are still right. And we will continue to be right for many years to come.
That's right. I mean, we were talking about a year ago, 10 months ago, when your client bought his place. Well, guess what? Now he's already refinancing into a better mortgage. And why?
And his house has gone up, 7% in 10 months.
Exactly. Because he got his foot in the door.
That's right.
Bingo. So, my FHA clients, they did it right. Their home actually appraised $20,000 over what they paid for it. That is not a common story, but a great one. So as soon as we knew they captured that instant equity, we're like, guys, let me pay for everything here, because you're already that much closer to refinancing with the 20% equity.
Yeah.
Do not pay for these closing costs. Let me pay for them for you. And it made all the sense in the world to them. So that's my story. That's how the FHA product can work for you. If you're a military member, Travis has some VA success stories as well. I mean, what do you got?
Oh, yeah. This is a military town, obviously, and that is definitely something that we focus on here at Team Home Loans. We want to take care of the veterans out there. They take care of us, so we want to pay it forward, and we have an awesome program. Not only are we paying for the appraisals for all.
Oh, that's right. That's
all purchases. This is not just for the VA out there. This is for FHA and conventional buyers as well. But we are, footing the bill there for the appraisal. So that's a huge expense. Usually it's going to be around $450 to $500 that you're going to be paying out of your pocket to get this appraisal done. Well, that's on us.
And what a turnoff, too, when you go to another lender and they're like, yeah, we'd love to work with you. We got you in contract. Give me your credit card information.
Yeah.
Well, we don't do that. We eat it.
Correct. So, I mean, a lot of these, these VA buyers are coming in and no money down, don't have to pay for the appraisal. You're really looking at just the inspection. And that's not even technically a requirement of the loan. It is highly recommended that you do it. And if you need a good, resource, contact us. We'll be happy to put you in touch with one. But really, these VA buyers are coming in and you can put no money down and buy an absolutely amazing house and get it for basically your BAH or very, very close to it, and actually get the tax benefits, the appreciation, all that good stuff that comes with home ownership. We can talk about it more after the break. But it's absolutely wonderful. And
to be able to offer it to our service members, it just makes me so happy because they give so much. The fact that I can get you a home with literally no money out of your pocket, it's awesome to be able to offer that. So we're going to keep talking about the market, talk about some other products we have going on. Do not go anywhere. This is Whissel Wednesday on 1170 The Answer. We will be right back.
This is AM 1170 The Answer.
What if you could safely grow your retirement account with a reasonable rate of return with no risk of principal? Hi, this is Dave Harris with Wealth Preservation, specializing in retirement income and insurance planning. There's nothing I enjoy more than helping San Diegans protect and grow their retirement savings. For over 4 decades, we have helped families achieve financial success. If you need help with your retirement planning, please visit me online or call me today. My number is 800-313-PLAN, or visit me online at wealthpreservationllc.com.
Your Social Security number is at more risk than you think. Personal information like your Social Security number, bank account information, and your taxes need to be protected. Hi, I'm Angie Stanley with Oakwood Escrow. As a consumer, when you're buying, selling, or refinancing a home, you do have a choice in who you use for escrow. Oakwood Escrow has gone to extreme measures to make sure your private information is kept safe and secure. Call me today and reference The Craig Sewing Show to receive a custom gift at the close of your escrow. Call 858-217-5248, 858-217-5248, or visit oakwoodescrow.com.
Hi, I'm Philippe Heller with the Real Estate Inspection Company. When buying real estate today, it's more important than ever to have a thorough home inspection to protect yourself. When quality and experience count, contact the Real Estate Inspection Company. We're the largest home inspection company serving San Diego for 10 years. After checking hundreds of items throughout a house, we provide a detailed, computer-generated inspection report. And we use the newest and best infrared thermal imaging at every inspection 7 days a week. Check us out at sdinspect.com. That's sdinspect.com.
This is Craig Sewing, and I endorse Philippe Heller as our exclusive inspector for San Diego.
Your home should be a place that you love coming to. Hi, I'm Nikki Klug, interior designer, and there is nothing I enjoy more than helping San Diegans live in homes that they fall madly in love with. I've helped hundreds of homeowners experience a sense of luxury, rejuvenation, and inspiration in their everyday lives. If you need help creating a home that you love, please visit me online at nikkiklugdesign.com or call me at 619-948-7173.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Whissel Wednesday right here on 1170 The Answer. My name is Clay Murray. Again, across from me in the last segment is Travis Sailing. We are 2 loan officers from Team Home Loans. Jason Hall, your usual co-host, branch manager of Team Home Loans. He couldn't make it with us today, so he gave us the opportunity, and we're taking it.
We're taking it.
Oh, yeah.
To the house.
Hey, one thing we wanted to touch on this Sunday, unless you've been under a rock or just don't pay attention to anything, it is Mother's Day.
That's right.
Yeah, so be on the lookout for that. If you've got a mother in your life, don't screw this up. Flowers are nice. Chocolates are nice.
Chocolate flowers are nice.
Chocolate flowers. Chocolate fruit. Take care of your moms out there. I want to give a shout out to mine. Vicky, thank you so much for everything you've done in my life. Happy Mother's Day. I'll see you this weekend.
Lynn, I love you. You're the best. And happy Mother's Day.
Come on, Paul.
All right, Marta, Mom, I love you so much. Thank you for all you've done for me. There is something very special coming. You might not get here in time for Mother's Day, but very soon afterwards, I get something really cool planned for you.
What did you get for Mrs. Kaepernick, since you're wearing Kaepernick's jersey?
Is there a Mrs. Kaepernick?
I think he's still playing the field.
Kaepernick. Yeah, I think you're right.
His mom.
Ms. Duh, of course. Gotcha. Anyway, one more shout out. Obviously, we're going to have a new mother with Brittany Whissel giving birth tomorrow is expected.
Yeah.
We want to give her a happy Mother's Day shout out for this coming Sunday. Kyle, if you're listening, take care of that lady and take care of that baby, man. Do the right thing. All right, well, we talked a little bit about the market, our government products, how we can pay all your closing costs to get your foot in the door on those purchases. But right now is also a great time to refinance. And we don't always go lender specific because usually there's an agent hosting this thing. But you're working with two lenders today. We wanted to talk about refinance opportunities. We brushed on it briefly and how you can gain equity with, paying down your balance in about a year's time while you continue to watch your home's value appreciate. And that's just going to give you the opportunity to refinance. But it's not always a benefit to refinance, only if you can lock in either a lower payment, a lower rate, or pull some cash out. In fact, the government's cracked down on the lending practices, which is great because there was so much predatory lending out there. It was really a crooked business for a while. But now our refinances, when Travis and I do them, they have to meet what's called net tangible benefit. And that is an actual equation that we have to prove to the investor and to the CFPB that this is actually beneficial to our client. Gone are the days where I'm going to refinance you every single month so I can put money in my pocket. No. In fact, it should have never been that way. So when we do your refinance, we will show you the net tangible benefit, and it's normally in either monthly savings or lifetime savings. So when you're refinancing over 30 years, say you drop your interest rate 0.25% on a $300,000 loan. I mean, you are saving tens of thousands of dollars.
Correct.
If you stick with that mortgage for 30 years.
Correct. I mean, it only makes sense if you're going to be there long term. You got to get back your, those closing costs we talked about earlier. It does need to make sense that you're going to be able to recapture those at least, and then get some actual savings on it. So it's not for everybody, and that's why we pay attention. Everyone has a different situation, lives in a different house, and has different, long-term goals. So it's important about knowing about who you are, what your specific goals are, and then we basically cater a loan program around that. If it makes sense, like you said, you can't put them into a loan that doesn't make sense. It's not going to pay for itself, relatively quickly. Then it just doesn't make sense. And that's what we're here to do. We're here to answer questions, let you know if it does or doesn't make sense. But rates are, basically at a 3-year low right now. That's unbelievable because they've been low for the last 3 years, and they're scraping the very, very bottom as we speak. So it's a perfect time that if you do have mortgage insurance, your values have gone up, take a look at a refinance. Hey, you put 20% down and now your house is up in value. Maybe you want to pull some of that money back out and put it back in, back towards your savings or towards your retirement or whatever, make another investment in another property, something like that, because the values certainly have gone up. There's a lot of equity in a lot of people's house right now. And it does make sense that if you're going to pull money out, you might as well do it at, 3.5%. Over 30 years, that's barely going to keep up with inflation. And in my opinion, I think inflation will actually outtake it. So in that situation, it's free money that they're giving you. So it's a terrific time. You can really leverage your property, maybe get a second property, pay off some student loans, give your favorite loan officer, a trip to Vegas, whatever you want to do. Yeah. It's really up to you. It's your money. Do what you want with it. But
disregard that last one.
I like the last one best, personally.
Okay. All right.
But, it really is your property. You can do what you want with it and, leverage that equity in there to make your day-to-day life easier. Pay off your car, pay off your student loans, pay off your credit cards.
And we talked about the bubble. I mean, everyone's scared. Is this a bubble? Oh my God. It doesn't feel like a bubble. And I'm pretty confident it's not a bubble. In fact, when the bubble happened and the bubble burst, it's because loans were being given to people that had no business getting them. Now, with the government guidelines becoming more strict, they're not giving loans to anyone with a pulse. No. You have to qualify for a certain loan. And if you can't qualify, you have to go work on some things. Come back to us. And it's never a yes or no with Team Home Loans. Travis said it during the break, if you're a client of ours, you're a client for life. So if you can't qualify now, it's not, sorry, we'll see you later. It's, all right, how can we make it so you can qualify here in the next couple months? Because we want you to take advantage of the great opportunity that is right now.
Some of my best stories, come from that. Like someone that truly did not qualify. We put him on a roadmap. 6 months later, credit was there, got him into his first place, had his first kid, bought his second place, had his second kid, and he's doing wonderful now financially. But when he first showed up, we didn't just throw him out and say, you know what, you don't qualify, good luck. I take pride in helping people that, can't go, and they go to the, a big bank and they say, you know what, you're not for us. See you later.
Yeah, there's the door.
Yes, come back in a year, maybe. Why don't we actually give you some good advice, sit down and put together a roadmap to success? And those are more fulfilling to me in my career, helping people like that than, multimillionaires that want to buy their ninth investment property, which I still love. I love you out there. Don't get me wrong. But, there is something to be said about helping that first-time home buyer. Maybe, I helped a VA buyer earlier this year. He's the first one in his entire family ever to own a home. That's pretty special.
Huge, man.
That's pretty special. Yeah, I was really excited for him, and he bought his first place, and that to me is why I do it. That's my why. I love helping people get what they want in life, which is the American dream of owning a home. That's
Absolutely.
a big part of it, and that's security that comes with it.
Right. So, we have people that come to us that aren't quite ready to buy. We help them for the next few months. We get them ready to buy. But then we're not done there. Once you buy, you get your foot in the door. We're still looking out for you. And if an opportunity presents itself that you can better your loan somehow, some way, we come back to you with it. We watch the market. That's our job. We're the professionals that you have entrusted with your finances, basically. I mean, this is the biggest purchase of your life.
And that's the other thing. Like, a lot of times,
entrusted us
they just, you do a loan and they say, all right, see you later. And you never hear from them again.
Right.
And then you could have been saving, you could have refinanced 6 months later. You hear from them 3 years later and be like, oh, yeah, you should totally refinance. Well, what about that 2.5 years? You've been paying an extra $300 a month. So you do want a true professional that, it's not a bank teller and then sometimes does mortgages, and then he also does car insurance and all this kind of stuff. You really want a dedicated, person on your behalf, working day in, day out in the trenches, knows what's going on, up to date on all of the guidelines, and is watching the market to see if there is a benefit for you and your family.
Right. And that's huge because, when we're working with a buyer or borrower, they're not mortgage professionals. They have a day job where they go do their thing. Well, this is our day job. It's our job to know what's going on with the market, and we have to stay in touch with our clients, because if an opportunity presents itself that we can help them better their loan, get them some extra equity, put some cash back in their pocket, it is our, I love this word, fiduciary responsibility to be there for our client. And guess what? When you work with me, when you work with Travis, you have our cell phone number. All right, when you go to Bank of America or Wells Fargo, you're not getting anyone's cell phone number. You're not going to text somebody on a Sunday night.
And most deals happen, they have an open house, they collect all the offers over the weekend, and they make a decision Sunday night.
And it's speed in this market. That
100%.
is the name of the game.
100%. And if you can't get a letter from your bank that says that you're approved for a certain amount and you want to put an offer in, but they're closed on the weekends,
well, guess what? My buyer's got a letter already.
That's right.
He's submitting his offer.
Yeah, so it's already a really hot market out there. You need to work with a professional. It helps to leverage with someone, at Whissel that knows, that is going to likely know the listing agent or someone in their company, and help leverage that relationship. It's such a relationship business.
Really is.
A lot of people know us through our manager, Jason Hall. We've been just doing loans for a long time. We know a lot of these agents out there. We have a great reputation, and that also plays into it. I know people for sure have turned down deals from internet lenders. So we didn't have a chance to talk about that, but you go online and you just get a printout from a website. Those go wrong constantly, and they want to make sure that some professionals really done their due diligence and not just, you scanned a W-2 and now you have a pre-approval letter and you think you're good. From a seller's perspective, they're going to be very hesitant to accept that versus someone that you've actually met with that's local and that they may know and have done business with in the past.
Absolutely. And when you're going in for a purchase, we talked about rate in the beginning of the last segment. If you want the lowest rate possible, you can find it online. You can find a cut rate from a guy who's doing work out of the Philippines. But guess what? You're never going to meet with that person. When it goes to submit an offer letter, the seller knows they're never going to speak to or meet with that person, and they want to make sure that they can get the job done for their client. That's their job. So, you have the opportunity to work with Travis and myself. Please give us a call. Look us up, Team Home Loans. We'd love to help you. Thank you so much for the opportunity this last hour. Travis, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Have a great week, everybody. This is Whissel Wednesday. This is 1170 The Answer. Have a great night, and we'll talk to you next week.